They're trying so hard to paint her as this jaded, cynical, world-weary pragmatist who's tried and failed to be a hero and just wants to be left alone now, but it doesn't work because she's like 23 years old. This is the kind of thing you do with a 50-year-old man, not some young girl who's just starting out. Like, how the fuck can you have a life of regrets when you've barely even lived a life to begin with?
What?
The video I'm responding to in this video has to be one of the, single, just worst reviews, just period, not even just about this Supergirl movie, but, just in general, that I've seen in quite some time. And it's from The Critical Drinker, who I've made multiple response videos to if you're not new here. And if the opening clip didn't tell you what we're in for, then boy, I don't know. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest, I didn't even like the Supergirl movie that much. I thought it was like a decent adaptation of the comic that it's adapting, A Woman of Tomorrow. But I did think there were some elements where it was just like, yeah, I didn't really like it. I did not like the soundtrack. I thought the villain was very boring, and he was definitely more interesting in the comics. Generally, the only thing I really liked about this movie, which I give like a 6.5, maybe a 7 out of 10, was the two main characters that we're following the whole time and Lobo. I thought Kara had a great character arc, I liked Ruthie's character arc, and I thought Lobo was a nice addition to the movie. But again, I thought the villain was very mediocre, the soundtrack was not very good, and visually, I think it genuinely looked bad. And I honestly wasn't even gonna make a video on this movie because I just didn't care that much about it after watching it. But when I came across this review, I was like, oh my god. Like, even if you hate the movie, genuinely, this review is still terrible. It is nothing but him just blatantly lying about the movie, or at best faith, largely misunderstanding and not paying attention to it. And it also just shows that he was going into the movie wanting to hate it regardless, and that his standards for media are extremely faulty. So with that being said, let's get into it.
You know, I once drank a shot glass full of chili sauce for a bet on a night out, and the resulting explosive ejection of liquid fire from my body the next morning was enough to have me praying to the gods of chaos themselves, anything to release me from the torment.
Yeah, that sounds about the same as like me after watching this video, to be honest.
Supergirl, on the other hand, stretched out into almost 2 hours of abject misery and boredom, and by golly do you feel it. I was gonna say you feel it by the end, but who am I kidding? I was feeling it after like 20 minutes.
I hate this! It is revolting!
Supergirl is everything we all feared it would be, and more. So much more. A cringy, cliched, tedious mess of dull, lifeless action scenes that we've seen a million times before. That fucking face, man.
I know, it is pretty funny when you take a moving frame of an actor's face while they're in the middle of an action sequence. Look, I can do the same thing with you on a podcast. Isn't it funny how that works?
One-dimensional characters with nothing even resembling arcs.
Literally not even a minute into the video and he's already lied about the movie. The two main characters have very clear character arcs that are very easy to understand. I understood it, and I was like half drunk watching the movie with my girl. In the beginning of the movie, Supergirl is drinking away all of her problems because she's still going with the trauma of her planet just blowing up, and she feels like she has no purpose in life until Ruthie comes along, and by the end of the movie, through helping Ruthie, Supergirl learns to find purpose in helping people and then winds up back on Earth with Clark by the end of the movie to continue that purpose and continue helping people. And it pairs along nicely with Ruthie's character arc as well, because her arc is about preserving her soul and not losing it through killing Krem for revenge because of the grief she's dealing with currently. Just like how Supergirl should also not lose herself through the grief that she is also dealing with. Very easy character arc to understand. And I could talk about it more detailed, but I don't really need to. I've already proven that there's a character arc. You're just a moron or you're just lying. Probably the second option.
The kind of safe, edgy humor that's become the hallmark of these factory-produced superhero flicks. All the usual played-out James Gunnisms that ran their course like half a decade ago. Cinematography that looks like someone smeared the results of my chili sauce shot all over the camera lens. And a protagonist who's about as likable and empathetic as a British politician.
I mean, I could really care less whether you thought the movie was funny or not. It's subjective to you. It's like really whatever. Or the whole buzzword James Gunnism shit. Like, it's like, I don't care. But it's so funny to me that he says that Supergirl has like no empathy when the entire plot of the movie starts because she had empathy. Are you fucking dumb? Why would she help Ruthie get her sword back if she didn't have empathy? Why at the end of the movie would she help the girls that Krem has if she doesn't have empathy? Why would she have Ruthie not kill Krem at the end of the movie if she doesn't have empathy? Why is she screaming into space after she feels like she's responsible for people dying and then interrogates someone in a pretty brutal manner if she doesn't have empathy? Like, you make no sense.
Anyway, fuck it, let's just do the plot. So a series of flashbacks explain how Kara's father separated a chunk of Krypton called Argo City from the rest of the planet when it got destroyed. But oh no, it also released kryptonite, or something, and everyone's slowly dying of radiation poisoning, so her parents send her and her dog Krypto off to Earth to meet up with Clark. But she's like, nah, I'm too cool for you, and spends most of her time dicking around on planets with red suns so that she can get drunk and party, and look like the kind of girl you'd find passed out in a pool of her own vomit round the back of a nightclub on a Sunday morning. Wow, what an inspirational character. Can't wait to see more of this.
I know, right? God forbid a character has flaws that the movie criticizes and has her grow from.
You got me.
Such a shame, man. If only she was like another character. Oh wait, you also hate that character too? Don't worry, we'll get into that later. Don't worry about that.
So we pick up with Kara celebrating her 23rd birthday by, you guessed it, getting drunk and partying. That's when she meets up with Ruthie, who's out to kill some dickhead named Krem in revenge for murdering her family, but Kara's like, nah, it'll be fine. But it turns out it won't be fine when Krem himself shows up and steals Kara's ship and shoots Krypto with a poison dart that'll kill him in 3 days if he doesn't get an antidote. Wow, that was lucky, wasn't it? Lucky the antagonist of the movie just happens to show up right after he's been mentioned. Lucky that he shoots Krypto with a slow-acting poison instead of just vaporizing him or something. Lucky this all creates the perfect setup for our reluctant hero to join forces with young, strong female character.
I like how he's trying to frame the inciting incident of a story as this like super lucky, unplausible thing. Which, mind you, there are inciting incidents that are way less believable than the one in this movie, but they're still fine because they're inciting incidents. Besides the point, first of all, Krem is going for her ship because his ship was destroyed and he needs a new one. He also happens to be in the same area because he just killed Ruthie's family. And her ship is also unoccupied because Kara is away from said ship. Seems pretty believable that he would take her ship. As for the Krypto thing, you're saying it's not believable at all that this sadistic killer that the movie literally tells you is just someone who kills for sport would have a slow-acting poison that slowly kills someone really painfully. Okay. Alright, these are... okay. You know, now that I think about it, isn't Spider-Man 1 from Sam Raimi such a bad movie? Because isn't it so convenient that Peter just happened to be on a science fair or a science trip, and the specific radioactive spider that they've been working on just so happens to land on him and he becomes Spider-Man, and that's how the plot of the movie starts? God, these movies really are stupid. And then the other thing he says, like, oh yeah, we're just following a strong female character. It's like, bro, oh my fucking god. Just, like, let's really flip the script for a second and just keep the standard for a male character, right? God, I hate all these stories because we're just following another strong male lead. Fuck my life. Media sucks nowadays. Like, you're so stupid.
Anyway, so off they go to track down Krem and his gang of Mad Max rejects, and then Lobo shows up for like 5 minutes to give Jason Momoa something to do. Then they accidentally get an innocent family killed, and Kara gets sick from the green sun on this planet, but then she gets better, and there's a big fight where she stops Ruthie from killing Krem because revenge is bad or something, but then she kills him anyway because she's not your typical superhero, and then she saves Krypto and goes back to Earth because she's decided it's finally worth her attention. And that's it. That's the plot for Supergirl.
I love how just because Supergirl, like, kills people, it's just like, oh, yeah, they're trying to be edgy here, and it's like, oh, she's not your typical superhero. It's like, oh my god, bro. You can't sound condescending and be stupid at the same time. Like, those two things just don't, they don't mix well together. And then, I like how he says earlier in the video that there's no character arcs to be had. But then, he, like, subtly realized he had to explain Ruthie's character arc for a second, the revenge is bad thing. You know, a pretty baseline, borderline way to describe it, but like, you know, Drinker, I thought there was no arcs in the movie. Like, what happened there? And then he also does the same thing, just, you know, just in a disingenuous way where he's like, oh yeah, Kara fucks off back to Earth because she finally realizes it's worth her time. It's like, that sounds like an arc, but like, you know, you described it pretty badly, but sounds like an arc to me. That's just pretty interesting. I don't know, Drinker.
Now, I'd be lying if I said I went into this movie expecting great things from it, but I've got to admit, I was surprised. And the thing that surprised me most was how fucking shit the writing was. I mean, the dialogue is exactly what you'd expect from something like this. The usual mix of trite one-liners, desperate attempts at edginess, the kind of cringe meta-humor that can only come from millennial Hollywood writers, and of course, those wacky Marvel quips. That's all par for the course in 2026, but it's the story that really lets this movie down.
Like I said earlier, you know, the quips and I guess attempt at being edgy, as he puts it. I don't even like. I don't really get that, but whatever. If you don't find it funny, it's whatever. It's subjective to you. Like, it's cool. I don't really care to respond to that. But like, you know, we're about halfway through your video and you haven't said a single valid criticism of the movie. So I'm still waiting to hear on how bad this story is, like, really letting it down.
The plot is nothing but a series of and then coincidences, all strung together with the most flimsy justifications.
Do you have an example to provide for that, or are we just kinda saying shit without actually, like, saying anything?
Bar fight? I swear, he talked the whole way and never actually said a damn thing.
I thought you knew. That's his special talent.
Your only example of this was the inciting incident of the movie, and I already went over how stupid that criticism was, so do you have another example maybe you can pull from? Because, you know, you're not doing a very good job here.
The characters themselves are just along for the ride. Major events take place and people show up for no other reason than to make the rest of the plot happen.
I'm still waiting on those examples. That would be nice, you know, so that we just, like, kind of know what you're talking about, because, you know, that's, like, what you're supposed to do in, like, a review. But it's whatever, you know.
Kara gets sick and weak when she's exposed to a green sun in the second act low point, but then she just gets better when a yellow sun helpfully comes out. There's no particular trial she has to go through, no lessons learned, no difficult choices to make. The plot says that it's time for the big final battle, so it happens.
The movie literally describes at multiple points that Kara's powers change depending on what sun is in the solar system. Red suns dampen her power at the beginning of the movie. Yellow sun give her power so she like Superman. Green sun make her weak and she get very weak and, not healthy. I don't. And then he's like, bro, there's no lessons learned. It's like, I already explained to you, like, what her character arc was earlier in the video, so I'm not gonna repeat myself. Yeah, but, you know, learning to find your purpose in life through grief and, like, not tainting your soul by killing someone. It's like, you know, these aren't arcs, really. Are they really arcs? Nah, I don't know.
Lobo shows up out of nowhere for like 5 minutes because he looks cool and the script needed some fan service and everyone likes Jason Momoa. And he does exactly what he always does, plays Jason Momoa. Honestly though, you could cut him right out of this movie and everything would play out exactly the same.
No, it really wouldn't. Lobo literally represents exactly what happens to someone when they lose themselves, which is reflective of both of our main characters. And we get a scene with him and Ruthie where she talks about how her soul is already tainted, so killing Krem is not gonna matter. She's already gone. It's like we never get that scene. We never get the parallel if Lobo's not in the movie. And also he's funny. He's Jason Momoa. I don't know. I found him enjoyable. If you didn't, it's whatever. I don't really give a fuck. But saying he adds nothing to the movie or nothing about the movie changes if he's not in the movie is just a straight up lie.
Krem is just a generic bad guy who does bad stuff because fuck it, who even cares? He's just there to give the rest of the characters something to do. There's no real substance to him, no big overarching plan or hidden justification for what he's doing. He's just a space pirate crossed with Mad Max. His death means nothing because his life meant nothing either.
The only part of what he said that was actually true is that Krem has no substance, which is why I said in the beginning of the video I thought he was a pretty mediocre villain. Now don't get me wrong, I thought he was kind of entertaining. Like, I think his actor does a good job. But saying he has no plan or he has no purpose or he's just doing shit just to do it. It's like, no, he's killing people and he acts this way because he's psychotic and sadistic and he kills people for sport. And his goals throughout the movie are kidnapping a bunch of women so that they can use them to breed so that they can keep their all-male society. Now, I wish the movie would have went into why they want an only male society. I don't know, like, there's no real depth there. I would have liked that from the movie. It would have added nice depth to Krem's character, but saying he has no purpose, no plan, no justification or reason for why he's doing what he's doing is just a straight up, again, another lie.
Jesus, who wrote this shit? Oh yeah, Anna Nogueira, a former TV actress whose writing credits amount to fuck all. I mean, literally the only thing I could find about her was We Win, a micro-budget short film from 8 years ago about a couple's relationship that unravels during a game of Mafia.
Well, Drinker, both of the things that she's written both have higher ratings than your project on IMDb, so I wouldn't say you're one to talk.
Then there's Kara herself, who's apparently based on the not particularly popular Tom King run of comic books, which helpfully ignore half a century of character development to paint Kara as a cringy punk rock anti-hero.
I don't even know why you mentioned the comics. It's not like you would really know. I don't know who told you that, because I know damn well you didn't read it. Remember the last video where you tried judging the movie before it even came out? And then you tried to say that the movie was taking things from James Gunn when it was taking things from the comics instead? And now you apparently know what this comic is? That's interesting. That's really interesting.
I mean, I can't say I'm surprised, to be honest. That little cameo she got at the end of Superman already told us what kind of an annoying arsehole she was gonna be.
Thanks for watching him, bitch!
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Not since the Marvels have I liked a main character less than this one. There's this weird feeling of mild desperation throughout the whole movie, where they're trying so hard not to make her a Mary Sue that she just comes across as an annoying bitch who doesn't care about anything or anyone but herself. You know, the kind of girl who flips the bird with a mildly pissed off expression in every single picture she ever takes because she really needs you to know how much cooler she is than you? Well, that's basically Kara in this movie. It's horseshoe theory projected onto characterization, where going far enough away from something ends up looping you right back to where you started. An insufferable arsehole.
And this is where I just get to the point where I'm just like, yeah, bro, you don't care about anything about this movie, like that this movie wanted to do or tried to do, and you formed this opinion before it even came out. And you know why? Because you can't actually give genuine criticism on a movie. Your audience wouldn't like that. You have to instead say things that only your political brain rot audience will come in their pants while listening to. How are you gonna complain about other characters being Mary Sue's, but then when they have a character that has flaws that the movie criticizes and has her grow from, now that's also a problem too?
That just makes no fucking sense. I mean, it's just bullshit.
Like, this is someone you just cannot please. This is someone not giving you an honest review of this movie. And yet people still go to his channel and think he's a good critic and actually like, oh yeah, he's just saying the truth. It's like, no, bro. He's just a fucking moron. And again, I already went over this earlier, but like, he's saying she doesn't care about anyone or the whole no empathy thing. It's like, bro, again, I already went over this earlier, but like, it's just so funny to me because the whole plot of the movie happens because of the opposite of that. You're just lying about the movie.
Fuck. Oh my.
They're trying so hard to paint her as this jaded, cynical, world-weary pragmatist who's tried and failed to be a hero and just wants to be left alone now, but it doesn't fucking work because she's like 23 years old.
And on that note, I think that is where we will end the video because apparently 23-year-olds cannot have trauma.
Just how dense can a person be?
That is a real quote that came from this man. And there are people that actually think this man is a good reviewer and a good YouTuber. Oh my god, we are fucked. It has never been a worse time to be involved in modern media discourse. Which, if you're interested in that, made a video talking about the worst types of media criticism. So you should watch that if you like this video. Thank you all for watching, and yeah.